Hello, good evening. My name is Fikiri, the Dark Feminina. I am the reigning Cleopatra, the Cleopatra the Ninth. I am the Cleopatra of the Ages, and I am the Lady of the Lake of England, and I am the Lady of the Lake for the world of the ages. Um, and I'm the Where Are We? And there are lots of other aspects to myself, if you like, but it's still Women's Day as far as I'm concerned. The 9th of March. I am, after all, the Cleopatra the Ninth, as I said. So I've just read a poem, and I would like to read an excerpt from The Moon of Gomrath, The Moon of Gomrath by Garner. Um, it starts chapter 1, titled The Elves of Synodon. Just bear with. It was bleak on Mottram Road under the edge, the wooded hill of Alderley. Trees roared high in the darkness. If any people had cause to be out in the night, they kept their heads deep in their collars and their faces screwed blindly against the Pennine wind. And it was as well they did, for among the trees something was happening that was not meant for human eyes. From a rib of the edge, a shaft of blue light cut the darkness. It came from a narrow opening in a high tooth-shaped rock, and within the opening was a pair of iron gates thrown wide, and beyond them a tunnel. Shadows moved on the trees as a strange procession entered through the gates and down into the hill. They were a small people, not more than 4 feet high, deep-chested, with narrow waists and long, slender arms and legs. They wore short tunics, belted and sleeveless, and their feet were bare. Some had cloaks of white eagle feathers, though these were marks of rank rather than a protection. They carried deeply curved bows, and from their belts hung on one side quivers of white arrows, and on the other broad stabbing swords. Each rode a small white horse, and some sat proudly erect, though most drooped over the pommels of their saddles, and a few lay irrevocably still across their horses' necks, and the reins were held by others. Altogether they numbered close on 500. Beside the iron gate stood an old man. He was very tall and thin as a young birch tree. His white robes and long white hair and beard flew with the gale, and he held a white staff in his hand. Slowly the horsemen filed through the gates into the glimmering tunnel, and when they were all inside, the old man turned and followed them. The iron gates swung shut behind him, and there was just a bare rock in the wind. In this way the elves of Synodon came unnoticed to Fundindelve, last stronghold of the high magic in our days, and were met by Cadolin Silverbrow, a great wizard and guardian of the secret places of the edge. It's fantastic, isn't it? I read this book and the book that came before it, The Weird Stone of Brisingamen, after I found them on the bookshelf at home so many times. I read and read and read both books over and over and over again. I spent my life reading just a small number of books as I was in my primary school years and my high school years. Even after I think I possibly read them even after I left high school, age 16. But I was reading and reading and reading. And amongst the novels that I read were books on mythology and magic and magic and magic. And I hope you enjoyed that. It's worth searching out these books. I know it'll look the opposite way around if you see, but Waterstones have them, if I'm allowed to mention Waterstones. But anyway, and the other independent bookshops often sell them. I bid you good reading, and may these books do good magic, good life enhancing for you too. Be blessed. Amen. Amen.